practice today, and what I've been offering my classes this week as kind of a heart space intention or contemplation, is community. And I know we aren't physically together, but community as showing up for each other. And I really think about this as a space where I get to show up for you, but also when you show up here for me, it makes a huge difference. And something else that was kind of going through my mind when thinking about community is the fact that I have the privilege of being a part of so many different communities, and communities that bring me into connection with all different people. And community is this opportunity, really. It's an opportunity for us to show up and uplift each other. Something else I was thinking about is one of the communities that I spent a lot of time with through my significant other is the AA community, or the recovery community. And I find so many parallels between substance use recovery and also my journey with anorexia and my orthorexia. And when I was moving through really challenging times there, I found that when I could show up for other people, it reminded me that I did have a purpose, that me being here in this human experience made a difference. And a big piece of the recovery in the AA community or NA community is service. And I was thinking about all the different ways we can be of service beyond just showing up to volunteer, right? When we show up to a space, the energy that we show up with, the intention that we put out can be of service. And in the yoga world, when we show up to our yoga mats, we can kind of start to shift the perspective. I think one of the things that gets us stuck, and I know one of the things for me that was really challenging, especially when I was moving through my struggles with anorexia, was I would get so stuck within my own story and my own predicament that I couldn't see beyond that. It was kind of like tunnel vision, or like I had these blinders on, and it was a very self-centric space to be in. And when we start to think about others and consider others, it creates this shift within us. Our perspective begins to change. And within the yoga practice, I was thinking about this too in my public classes, like, how would it feel if we showed up to this practice and it wasn't about my strength and my flexibility? It wasn't about me, but it was about how I showed up to this space. And I showed up to this space as an offering. What if I showed up to my practice as an act of service rooted in love, and not about self-sacrifice, right? Not being a martyr, not about self-glorification and feeding my ego, but showing up from a space of love, to be of service for the sake of being of service, and bringing that energy to every interaction that I have, to every relationship that I have, to the different communities and experiences that I find myself in. And so for practice today, though we are not together physically, maybe considering your practice today as an offering, right? As an offering to the other people in this little virtual community, because we never know what someone's moving through. And if we step into this practice, and my intention when I step into this practice is to take the love, all the love that is within my heart, right? That infinite love that really exists within us, and share that out. That is a reminder to someone else that however many people are here present right now are sending them love this morning to support them in whatever they're moving through. And then you also know that you are receiving that, and you're receiving that in return. So allowing us to move with community in mind and with service in mind this morning. With that, we're going to start in seated meditation. Unless you want to start in Shavasana, you can totally start on your back body. We'll be moving from there eventually. But go ahead and take a moment to either find that comfortable seat or find your way to the earth. And then adjust as much as you need. Take some time to calibrate to the support of the ground. Either feeling your sits bones settle in, your spine calibrate to your yoga mat. And as you close your eyes, allow your shoulders to slide up towards your ears and then back and down. And right away, take a deep breath into your nose. Let your lungs fill up all the way to the top. And then an open mouth exhale, just let it go. And then allow your breath to move in and out of your nose. Maybe you start to ignite your Ujjayi breath. Just trying to find that deeper inhale and slower exhale. It reaches across the back of your throat. Maybe it's even a little bit audible this morning. Your presence makes a difference. In every space that you step into and every community that you're a part of, your presence makes an incredible difference. When we choose to be of service, whether that's in showing up and taking on a task or just showing up with really intentional energy, we are reminded that we have a purpose. Sometimes when we lose our own personal purpose, our own individual direction, we can remember that we have a purpose in this world because of our interconnectedness to each other. Our purpose in showing up to support and uplift each other. To be that sense of community for someone that might really need it today. And so taking just a couple more moments to be right here. Present to your breath and to your body. Noticing what's moving through your heart and through your mind. Either setting your own individual intention or be taking this intention that I've chosen to offer of community. And just allowing that intention to fill your entire body, to fill your heart, to fill the forefront of your awareness. May our yoga practice help us to be of service to those around us. And then keeping that intention again at the forefront, go ahead and take a big breath in, circle, sweep your hands up overhead. And as you exhale, just gather your hands to your heart. May my yoga practice help me to be of service to others. Taking another big breath in through your nose, fill your lungs all the way to the top. And an open mouth exhale to release. Again, deep breath in through your nose. And a clearing exhale to let go. And just one more time, deep breath in. And a cleansing exhale all the way to empty. And when you're ready, you can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. You can open them with a soft gaze. We're going to start to shift onto our back body if you're not already there. So go ahead and find your way to the earth. And once you arrive to the earth, begin in a full body stretch. Take some time here to circle through your ankles and through your wrists. And eventually bring your knees into your body, and as you hug your thighs in close, just take a little sway from side to side. Or circle through your knees. And breathe a little more length into your torso. Feel your sits bones stretch forward, the crown of your head lengthen back. And on your exhale, let your knees drop to the left into a gentle twist. As your knees stack to the left, you might take your gaze over to the right. And then just take a slow breath in here. And maybe an even slower breath out. And one more inhale. And as you exhale, keep your legs as is. We're gonna roll onto our left side into fetal pose. So as you roll into your left side body, let your left ear fall into your left bicep. And then right hand might reach down to catch your right foot for a modified bow. Think about creating a thigh stretch along the entire length of your quadricep up into your right hip. And then spread your collarbones wide for that openness across your heart space. And be just a gentle encouragement of your navel to your spine, that your whole right thigh bone slide back in space. So instead of just taking your knee back, think about your upper thigh bone pressing towards the back of your pelvis as well. Then take your time to gently release your right foot. Roll onto your back body, gather your thighs into your heart as you inhale. Then drop your knees to the right, gentle twist on your exhale. And start with one full cycle of breath. And then from here, start to roll onto your right side. As you find fetal pose on your right side, maybe left hand catches left foot. And same thing, navel to spine, left thigh bone moves back in space. Feel your collarbones expand across your heart. Maybe send your tailbone energetically forward towards the front of your yoga mat. Take one last breath in here. And then on your exhale, release your right leg, roll onto your back body, and this time we're gonna set up for a bridge pose. So using that space you just created through the front of your hips, place your feet to the earth, take a big breath in. On your exhale, lift your pelvis towards the sky. Feel the rootedness of your heels, your big toe mounds into the earth. Energize your knees and your tailbone forward and feel your shoulder blades help to scoop your sternum towards the back of your yoga mat. As you breathe into that space between rib cage and pelvis that separates your lower half from your upper half, think about breathing more room into your torso. Maybe you slightly energetically hug your heels towards the back of your heart, but continue to stretch your tailbone forward. Feel how your hamstrings respond. And then take one more big breath in. And your exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Allow your hips to release to the earth. And then we're gonna eagle stack our left thigh on top of our right, just a single stack. And then lift your right foot off the earth and zip your shins up together. So eagle legs, left thigh on top of right, single cross. And then you can either eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right, or if you prefer for this core connection, you can also take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. What we're gonna do is as we inhale, we're gonna reach our fingertips a little bit overhead. Maybe your right toes tap the earth or come to a little hover. And on your exhale, draw up and in, shoulder blades lift. Maybe your hips lift off the earth as well. Everything lifts to the sky. And same thing, inhale, slowly open up. Exhale, little eagle crunch. Everything lifts up and in, away from the earth, squeezing to your center. Squeeze your shins together. One more time, slowly inhale, open up. And exhale, draw up and in. And then pausing here for a moment, go ahead and take your hands behind your head, elbows wide now.
We're gonna twist our upper body, right elbow to left thigh, and then reach your right leg forward so you're in a twisted bicycle, facing the left side of your yoga mat. Take your inhale here, and on your exhale, just slow motion switch. You're gonna extend your left leg forward and twist your left elbow to your right thigh. Then breathe in and switch, right elbow, left thigh. And exhale to switch, left elbow, right thigh. One more time each side, breathe in and rotate. And exhale and switch. Let your left knee come into your body, head and shoulders relax for a moment. Hands to your shins, let your knees fall wide as you breathe in. And then maybe open mouth, exhale, let that go. Then keeping your knees bent, you're going to eagle. Wrap your right thigh on top of your left. Zip your shins up together, squeeze your inner thighs and shins together. And then eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left, shoulders out of ears, or again, hands behind your head, elbows wide. On your inhale, start to open up, pull your navel to your spine, low back stays anchored. On your exhale, draw everything up to the sky, in and up to your eagle crunch. Try to lift your hips a little bit off the earth. Same thing, inhale, slowly open up. Exhale, draw up and in. And that pause at the top one more time like this. Inhale to expand. Navel to spine, exhale to contract. Shoulders and hips off the earth, pause. And then take your hands behind your head and twist your left elbow to right thigh. Let your left leg lengthen out to your bicycle. Find your inhale. And exhale, slowly switch. So finding that intentional switch to second side. Good, inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. One more round through, inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. Then right knee hugs in, head and shoulders drop back. Take another inhale through your nose, maybe hands to shins, knees wide. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. And from here, go ahead and start to find your way up to your tabletop pose, all fours. So you bring your shoulders to stack over your wrists and your hips to stack over your knees. Follow your next breath into a cow shape. So begin to lift your heart and your tail. Should feel really good after that core connection. And exhale, cat pose, round your spine, head hangs. Inhale, cow pose, heart and tailbone lift. And exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Last time, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Then go ahead and find a neutral spine. Take your left foot out to the left and bring the sole of your left foot to the earth. So you're in this extended leg tabletop. And then start to shift your hips back a little bit in space. Walk your hands forward a little bit in space. Finding whatever depth feels good here. So this can be more like an extended leg child's pose if you really want to sink your hips all the way back. And have your hips higher and melt your heart forward. So it's more like extended leg puppy pose. Or you can shift a little bit forward and back in between the two. You're going to gently press down through your left foot. Think about stretching your sits bones way back in space. A little bit of uplift through your tailbone to the sky. And then from here, wherever you are, you're going to shift forward just a little bit. Bring your right forearm to the earth, parallel to the short edge of your yoga mat. So your right fingertips are facing the left side of your yoga mat. You can just tent your left fingertips to the ground. And then you're going to engage your belly and send your left leg up and back, opening your hip. So rotate your left hip into external rotation to the squeeze of your outer seat. Really flex your foot. Take an inhale here. Press your pelvis forward towards the left edge of your yoga mat. Left heel presses towards the wall behind you. On your exhale, you're going to slowly bend your left knee and slide it towards your left shoulder. It doesn't need to touch. You're just looking for a little bit of glute engagement here. Keeping your left knee high. Inhale, lengthen your left leg up and back to the squeeze of your outer seat. Keep pushing your pelvis forward towards your left hand. Exhale, left knee slides up. Imagine you could lift it like over your shoulder to the top of your yoga mat, knee high. Then inhale, lengthen up and back. One more time. Knee stays open and high. Slide your knee forward. Keep leaning towards the left and then lengthen your left leg up and back. That's a little bit of a funky transition. We're going to start to lift up into a modified half moon. So as your right palm comes to the earth beneath your right shoulder, you might kickstand your right toes behind you a little bit and then reach your left into the sky. Continue to find the external rotation of your left hip and squeeze through your outer seat to lift your left foot up. Then from here, reach your left hand overhead, big breath in. On your exhale, draw elbow and thigh together one time, squeeze. And then inhale, reach. On your exhale, draw your left heel towards your seat, and if you catch left foot with left hand, creating that bow shape again. As your heart presses forward, kick your left foot back, return your heart open to the sky. For balance challenge, you can look up to the sky as you breathe in. And then slow motion, use your core to release back to tabletop pose, all fours. So reach your right foot out to the right, and we'll do all of that on the second side. So bringing the sole of your right foot to the earth, take a moment to maybe shift back a little bit, shift forward, find that sweet spot, or explore movement. As you gently root through your right foot, so your hip creases lengthen towards the back of your yoga mat. Your tailbone lifts slightly to the ceiling. From here, you're going to shift forward a little bit. Bring your left forearm to the earth, this time parallel to the top of your yoga mat. The 10th to your right fingertips, you're going to slide your right leg up and back. Flex your foot, squeeze your seat, and press your pelvis gently towards the right side of your yoga mat. Do that external rotation through your right thigh bone, like you're turning your right hip point to the wall on the right side of your yoga mat, breathing in. On your exhale, slide your right knee forward, keep your knee high, your hip open. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then inhale, press your right foot up and back. Now 2 more like that. Exhale, right knee slides forward, hip stays open, squeeze. And then inhale, up and back. One more time, exhale, right knee slides forward, hip is open as we squeeze. And then extend your right leg up and back, navel to spine. Pushing up to your modified half moon, you can kickstand your left toes. Open up, outer glute re-engages to lift your right foot. Foot is flexed. Reach your right hand overhead with your inhale. One time, elbow and thigh come to tap or come towards each other. And then reach out long again. This time, bend your right heel to your seat. Catching in your bow shape, open your heart to the sky. Think about bringing your right thigh bone parallel to the earth. So that openness to the hip, and tabletop pose, release. When you're ready, tuck your toes and lift your hips downward facing dog. Just allow your head to be heavy. Give yourself a moment to arrive into your down dog. Maybe this is an opportunity to check in with your ujjayi breath and check in with the energy that you're sending out in every direction. That energy of loving kindness, of holding compassionate space for yourself and for your communities. And then when you're ready, from your downward facing dog, walk it forward into your forward fold top of your yoga mat. Let your knees soften, let your head be heavy. Just take a moment to breathe right here. As your hamstrings open up, Take one more slow cycle of breath. Then on your next breath in, start to inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen out, and exhale, forward fold, release. We'll breathe in, rise all the way to standard Urdhva Hastasana. And on your exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Another half lift at the bottom, big breath in. And then step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat as you breathe out. So you're in a low lunge, left foot steps back, right foot stays forward. Left knee will hover for your cow lunge, reach your heart forward and through your biceps. And then with an exhalation, we'll go to cat lunge, start to lengthen out your legs. Bend into your right knee. And this time, turn all 10 toes to the left, bending your left knee into your side lunge, facing the long edge of your yoga mat. We'll take right fingertips to the earth, twist your left hand to the sky, turning your heart to the back of your yoga mat. Twisted side lunge for your inhale. And then rotate to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge all the way around. You're gonna plant down with your hands, lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. As you pull your navel to your spine, use the squeeze of your left seat to lift your left knee high to the sky. And really strong through your hands and center. You're gonna think about drawing this big like half circle. And in a moment, we'll bring our left knee to left tricep. But think about your hips staying open, sliding your left knee forward. So big breath in here. Exhale, half circle your left knee towards left tricep. Think about open hip, shift forward. Then draw that same half circle up and back into your half dog. Hip stays open. Should feel a lot of left glute here. Same thing, left knee, left tricep, slide forward. From your core, left knee opens back up, half dog. One more time, left knee, left tricep, slide forward. This time, step back into a high plank. On your inhale, shift forward, and exhale, slow motion to your belly, lower all the way down. As you find your way to the earth, untuck your toes. Inhale lifts you to your low cobra, lift the back of your heart. On your exhale, go ahead and release slowly to the earth. But inhale, low cobra, back of the heart lifts. This time, option to find goddess arms. Feeling the engagement between your shoulder blades. Pressing the back of your head and the backs of your hands to the sky for one more breath in. And then exhale to release. Third round can be low cobra, high cobra, or upward facing dog. Inhale to whatever heart opening you'd like to take. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Pull your pelvis to the sky. And from here, let an inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale to bend your knees, look forward, and step or hop to the top, forward fold. You soften your knees and dive over your thighs. Inhale to lengthen halfway. And exhale to release. We'll rise to stand on our breath, reach up higher, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through heart center, soft knees as you forward fold all the way to the earth. From your forward fold, use your inhale to lengthen halfway again. And then this time when you're ready, you're gonna step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat. Right knee hovers for your cow lunge. You might squeeze your right seat for a little bit more. Stretch the front of your right hip, so engaging your glute to open the front of the hip. And then cat lunge will lengthen through our legs. Dive over your left thigh. Really encourage your left hip back and hug your right hip forward and almost in. When you bend into your left knee this time, turn your toes to the right and bend your right knee for your side lunge. So we're opening all the different angles of our hips. And then left fingertips to the earth, twisting your heart to the top of your yoga mat, reach your right hand to the sky. Similar to the extended leg tabletop, send your sits bones back. Really wrap your left ribs towards the top. Now we're gonna rotate to the right again, low lunge to face forward. And as you plant your hands, use your strong core to find your three-legged dog. Reach your right leg to the sky, breath in. Then bend your knee and open your hip here, squeeze. Navel to spine, open through your hip. Do that lift of your right knee, inhale. Do that big half circle, right knee is going to right tricep slowly as you shift forward. Strong center, do that half circle up and back to your half dog. Hip stays open. 2 more, we inhale, and then exhale, right knee, right tricep. Glute and core strong. Half dog, breathe in, lift up and back. Last time, right knee, right tricep, shift forward. And then high plank, breath in. Pausing here, use your exhale to connect to your center and to your quads. Then your next breath in is going to shift you forward. Lower halfway or all the way for your chaturanga. Then open your heart, up dog or cobra. Full in breath. Downward facing dog. On your exhale, send your seat up and back. Just take a moment to arrive again. And from your downward facing dog, as you find your way here, you're going to inhale your right leg to the ceiling, three-legged. On your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay here or wild thing. Maybe lightly step your right toes behind you. A little micro bend with your left elbow as you open your heart to the sky. Now look to the top of your yoga mat towards your left hand. Now use your strong core to step your right foot forward to a low lunge. Your right hand can help you out if you need to use it. The right foot takes a big slow step forward. And then from here, spin your left heel down to the earth, preparing for your warrior two. Once you have your roots, go ahead and rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. In your warrior two, we're going to take a little flow. So your in-breath takes you to reverse triangle. Extend your right leg, reach your right hand to the sky. And exhale, extended side angle, bend into your right knee, and take a big sweep of your left hand all the way overhead. 2 more like that. Inhale, reverse your triangle, lift up and out. And exhale, extended side angle, dive back in. One more time, inhale, reverse your triangle. And exhale, extended side angle and pause. Getting really rooted through your left foot, especially the pinky edge and heel of your left foot. You might feel this engagement with your left side body. Maybe lift up just slightly, and if you want to, you can reach your right hand forward. Double reach in your extended side angle. Driving through your strong right foot. Reverse your triangle, big breath in. And then turn all 10 toes forward, star pose. And wide-legged forward fold. Soften your knees, let your hips hinge back as your heart hinges forward. From your wide-legged forward fold, inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge. All 10 toes turn to the left. Start by hovering your right knee into your cow lunge again. Reach your heart forward as you inhale. We're going to exhale into standing splits. So exhale to lean into your left foot and then slowly breathe your right toes to the sky here. You can bend your left knee as much as you'd like. In your standing splits, if you want to open your hip, feel free to open your hip using the strength of your right seat to turn your right hip point to the right. Maybe bend your right heel towards your left glute. And if you want to, you can tap your right fingertips really strong on the earth. Maybe left hand reaches up to grab your right foot. Then you use your strong right seat to lift your right knee to the sky. Wherever you are, take an inhale. Slow motion, you're gonna bend into your left knee, step back into a low lunge. So right foot to the back of your yoga mat. Plant your right palm to the earth and take a twist, reach your left hand to the sky. So you can either stay in your twisted low lunge, or we're gonna go side plank. Right hand as your base. Start to slowly step your left foot back. You can stack your feet, you can stagger your feet, you can drop your right knee to a modified side plank. If you want to, you can lift your left leg as you inhale. Reach your left hand overhead. Exhale, maybe one time, elbow and knee tap together. Slow motion, high plank from wherever you are. Pausing for your breath in. Vinyasa or down dog as you breathe out. Okay. We're going to explore second side of this. On your breath in, lift your left leg to the ceiling. When you're ready, exhale to bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or maybe wild thing. Left toes might land behind you. Open through your heart. And then looking towards the top of your yoga mat. Think about your core engagement. And using your strong center, you're going to step your left foot to the top of your yoga mat. You can always help your foot there. Over time, that transition slows down, becomes more smooth. Rotate your right heel to the earth for your warrior two. And then root to rise, Virabhadrasana 2. Finding your firm foundation on your next breath in, reverse your triangle, lengthen up and out. And exhale, extended side angle, dive in, take a big sweep of your right hand overhead. Add 2 more rounds, inhale, reverse your triangle. And exhale, extended side angle. Last time here, inhale, reverse your triangle. And exhale, extended side angle to pause. So firm connection with your right foot. If you want to engage your right obliques, feel free to pull in through your center and send your left hand forward too. You might actually lift up higher than what you think, because sometimes when we're here, there's a lot of pressure on the right obliques, but we can't get as much engagement because we're still an extension to the right side body. Now root to rise, press through your left foot, reverse your triangle. And then go ahead and move through star pose into your wide-legged forward fold. Dive on down. From your wide-legged forward fold, breathe in to lift up halfway. On your exhale, low lunge to your right, pivot to the top of your yoga mat. As your left knee hovers, open your heart forward, cow lunge. With exhale, begin to lean into your right foot. We're going standing splits. Breathe your left leg to the sky. So then you can stay square in your hip, or you can open your hip. Right knee can bend as much as you want. If you want to find the bind, the left heel is going to draw in towards your booty. Maybe right hand reaches up to catch your left foot. You can challenge yourself by looking back, so letting your head hang heavy here. It'll also help to deepen your hamstring stretch through right side. A slow motion, you're going to step into your low lunge. So really take your time here. Think about using your strength to slow down the release of your left toes to the earth. Plant your left palm to your yoga mat and twist your right hand to the sky. And you can stay right here or really controlled in your transition, side plank, whatever variation you want. If you wanted to lift your right leg, maybe start to breathe in, reach your right hand overhead. Exhale, elbow and thigh might come to tap. Everyone, slow motion to high plank, bring it through your center on your inhale. And then vinyasa or down dog as you exhale. Good. Go ahead and take 3 cycles of breath. This can either be in child's pose or downward facing dog. And then we're going to move through one final layer. This class really ideally would have 75 minutes, but we'll do what we can with our 60-minute class. If you like to have a block for half moon, go ahead and grab that and place it to the top right corner of your yoga mat. Top right corner is where you will want it for the first side. And if you don't have one, no worries, you can use the earth. Okay. So, Once you're ready, we're gonna meet back in our downward facing dog. Take a moment to get there. If you need anything along the way. And from your downward facing dog, long through your spine, inhale your right leg up to the ceiling. On your exhale, like before, bend your knee, open your hip. Option to step into wild thing again. If you step your right toes behind you, opening your heart up, full breath in. On your exhale, look forward. Think about that action of bringing elbow and thigh together. Bring your right knee to your chest and take that slow, big step forward to the top of your yoga mat. Right foot lands. Warrior two, spin your left heel down right away and rise on up. Our first breath in is reverse triangle, lengthen up and out. Exhale, extended side angle, dive in just like we did before. This time, keep your right knee bent. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And then on your exhale, you can go side angle or half moon. With half moon, if you're using the block, make sure the block is a little bit wider than your right foot. Otherwise, it'll actually make your life more difficult. And tip forward, just like we were doing in those earlier tabletops. Flex your left foot crazy strong. You're gonna make sure your block is a little bit behind you so you can lean into it to open up. As you flex your left foot, use your outer seat to lift your left foot high. Press your pelvis just slightly forward. You can hang out in half moon, maybe focusing your gaze at the earth for stability. Turn your sternum up towards the ceiling. If you wanted to explore sugarcane Shavasana, similar to those bow shapes, you can bend your left heel to your seat. Maybe reach back with your left hand to catch your foot. Wherever you are, take one more big breath in. On your exhale, we're gonna slow motion start to release. Try not to slingshot. Think about using the strength of your right leg to gently arrive you down to the earth, into warrior two. And from here, start pose on your inhale. This time, bend your left knee, either side lunge or skandasana. Take a pause and then start to rotate to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge to your left. Now let your right knee hover, cow lunge on your inhale. Right, moving to standing splits as you exhale, lean into your left foot and then breathe your right toes to the sky. Hips stay square this time. Stepping to chair pose, right foot to the earth, bend both of your knees as you find your seat. And then lift up with your heart and hands. Big breath in. Exhale, airplane your arms beside you. On your inhale, rise up with your right leg, one-legged Tadasana. Taking a moment to connect to your strong left foot on the earth. Maybe a little softness in your left knee. Sitting up for dancer's pose, bend your right heel to your seat like a hamstring curl. The right hand is going to reach back. Before you go any further, draw your thighs together and draw your open your collarbones wide. Navel to spine, begin to kick back and up. And tension in that bow shape of right hand to right foot. And then maybe you tip forward. You don't have to go very far forward. You can have softness in your left knee. Focus on squaring your heart towards the short edge of your yoga mat as you kick up and back. Then when you're ready, we're going to slowly release through airplane pose. And trying not to slingshot, gently expand. From your airplane, left leg brings you to crescent lunge. Gentle release, right toes to the earth. Inhale, lift through heart and hands. On your exhale, hands to the earth. Twist your left hand to the sky. You can stay here or Vashisthasana side plank last time. If you wanted to explore another variation, you could lift your left foot. You can bend your left heel to your seat. And maybe left hand catches left foot. So that same bow shape in your side plank. Full breath in. When you're ready, slow motion, vinyasa or down dog. So finding that really intentional release to plank. You might shift forward to flow, you might choose to skip it. And once you find down dog, just take a moment, let your knees settle to the earth. And then if you're working with the yoga block, go ahead and take your yoga block now to your new front and left corner. So in that direction of your yoga mat. Anywhere near that kind of back end or new front end of your yoga mat will work. Okay, take a big breath through your nose. And exhale, let it go. Okay, second side, last side of standing flow, downward facing dog. From your down dog, and in breath, send your left leg to the ceiling. And then with your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Stay, or maybe one more wild thing if you'd like to place your left toes to the earth. Full inhale as you open through your heart. And gazing forward, slow motion. Think left knee comes to your chest, like our elbow taps before. Take a big step forward with your left foot. And then right away, rotate your right heel down for warrior two. And once you find your warrior two, we'll inhale to reverse our triangle. Find the extension, the expansion, the length through left side. Exhale, extended side angle. Dive into the strength of your left leg. Left knee will stay bent. Breathe in to reverse your warrior next. And then exhale, side angle or half moon. Now if you're going to half moon, try to slow down the transition. You're pushing down with your left foot. Shift a little bit. You're pushing through your left foot to create the lift of your right. Once you have your right foot lifted, you want to flex your foot, squeeze your outer seat, and start to roll your chest open. You can have a little softness and micro bend through your left knee if you'd like. Maybe if you have a counter by your head, you can just rest your head on the counter. And then option to bend your right heel to your seat for sugar cane. Reaching back, I like to take my right hand to the inside of my foot because it helps with the external rotation of my right shoulder. And rotating my sternum to the sky, but whatever is accessible. If you have hand of foot, really kick back as you press your heart forward. Trying to create that big circle of tension through your body. Wherever you are, right glute is strong. We're going to slow motion. Think about the transition out just as important as the shape itself and the transition in. Start to release. Left leg is the power to slowly lower you to warrior two. And then star pose. This time bend your right knee for side lunge or skandasana. Breathe into your back body. And then exhale, pivot to the right, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat last time. Left knee hovers for your cow lunge as you inhale. You're going into standing split, so exhale to tip into your right foot and inhale left leg to the sky, hips square. As you make your way to your chair pose, bend both of your knees. Left foot lands to the earth next to your right. Sit into your strong seat with your inhale. When you're ready, exhale, airplane your arms beside you. From here, bring your left leg with you to stand. Give yourself a moment, finding your steady. Then you're gonna start to set up for dancer's pose, second side. So left leg will hamstring curl. You can have softness through your right knee. As you catch your foot, think about squaring your heart forward. Collarbones wide and then kick up and back. Once you have that tension, your heart might begin to dive forward. Keep your right shoulder sliding back, square with your left. Keep the upward action of your left foot. Maybe fall over because you're not focusing your gaze, your drishti. And then whenever you're ready from your dancer's pose, you're going to slow motion find airplane. So give your airplane just one generous breath in. And then gently release to your crescent lunge. Left toes find the earth, lift through your heart and hands for a moment. When you're ready, bring your hands down to your yoga mat. Here's that grand finale push. Twist your right hand to the sky, twisted low lunge, or side plank. If you're feeling adventurous in your side plank, you can lift your right foot. Catch right foot with the right hand. That's a really wobbly one. Typically, if you fall out of this, you're just in wild things, so no worries. Big breath in. Here we go. Last time, vinyasa or down dog. Please take just what you need, skipping the rest. One final child's pose, knees to the earth, hips to your heels, reach your hips back, and just breathe. Your child's pose, take a moment to rise up. If you want like a sip of water or maybe coffee or whatever, grab that. And then find your way to your back body. So as you scooch forward, you can either just hug your knees in and relax back, or you can take a slow, controlled lower using your core. It is up to you. We'll meet on the earth. Knees to chest when you're ready. Now we're going to revisit our eagle legs. So kind of sandwich our big external openings with some eagle leg action. You're gonna keep your knees bent, just place your feet down to the earth and stack your right thigh on top of your left. Eagle legs. Hips might scooch a little bit to the right first as you drop your eagle legs to the left, your eagle leg twist. And breathe along the length of your right side body. From your eagle leg twist, slowly bring yourself back to center, square your hips, unwind your legs. If you want to, you can take some windshield wipers from side to side first. We're just gonna go directly into second side. So as you're ready, left thigh stacks on top of your right. You might scooch your pelvis a little bit to the left before dropping your knees to your twist, knees right. And take a couple slow and steady breaths. When you start to feel balance in your twist, you're gonna, like before, bring yourself back through center. Maybe take some sort of reset like windshield wipers or just knees to chest. And then from here, you're gonna choose one last shape. So this can be either a happy baby or an inversion. It could also be butterfly or bridge pose. If you wanted to go bridge to wheel, from some of the heart opening that we did, you could also go there. Taking one last shape. And about 5 to 8 cycles of breath to eventually find your way into your Shavasana, your final relaxation. So whatever movement you might need to settle into your Shavasana to feel complete in your practice today. Maybe you go directly to Shavasana, skipping any last movement if there's nothing else that you need.
And then once you are ready, just giving yourself complete permission to let go. To surrender down into the earth beneath you. Letting all of the lingering tension, tightness, and effort melt away from your body. Checking in with the energy that is reaching out from your heart space. You send loving kindness, right? Compassionate energy in every direction. Imagine the energy that you cultivated from your practice reaching wide, reaching beyond your yoga mat, beyond yourself, spreading the light of your practice to those around you and those that you will encounter today. Being of service with the way that you show up, the energy that you share. In this last minute, just noticing your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your inhale and your exhale. Your breath, which is your life force, your source energy. A breath which nourishes your body and offers you every day. And it's also a connecting thread that weaves us all together. The common denominator of humans and our humanness is our breath. We all need this one thing to move through each day. Our breath does not discriminate. Breath is the energy that we share, right? Someone else's exhale eventually becomes your inhale, sharing the energy of life. So continuing to feel your breath, to consider all that your breath offers you, all that your breath does to sustain you, and all that your breath does to connect you. Go ahead and slowly reach your hands up overhead as you breathe in. And then just allow your hands to arrive at your heart as you breathe out. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our individual practices serve as our teachers, our guides, in living more authentically and loving more deeply. And may this practice be a reminder to be of service to those around us, maybe through tasks and action, maybe just how we show up to the spaces that we walk through. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for taking this time. and namaste.